who could not be on today. And okay, so thank you guys so much for being here. So we call this Shake It Up because it has to do with shakes, but we like to shake it up a little and try some different things and get creative. So I'm going to share really quick why Trisha and I love the Arbonne protein powder and why we're excited to share that with you guys. And if you're already a fan, you know, it tastes great, but also the ingredient policy is the really important part. So there's nothing fake or chemical or artificial. It's soy-free, dairy-free, whey-free, gluten-free, low on the glycemic index, nothing artificial or fake. And then it also abides by the European Union. So just a much higher ingredient policy than what you will find here in like GNC or on Amazon or Safeway or wherever you shop. So we love it. It's a pea protein, and then it's very, very versatile. So as you'll see, you can bake with it. You can, you know, get really creative. I like to make pudding or ice cream or overnight oats or brownies. But today we're going to be doing banana bread, almond butter cups, and then 2 shakes. No, a shake and
overnight oats.
Overnight oats. Yay. Okay, so Trisha, I'll let you introduce yourself quickly, and then I'm going to jump right into my recipe.
All right. Yeah, so I am Trisha Fisher, and I'm in Washington State, just up the hill from Joan, actually. And like she said, absolutely love the Arbonne protein powder. I have been a fitness and nutrition enthusiast for many, many years. And I used to use a whey protein, but was on a hunt for a plant-based protein. And that's when I found Arbonne and just fell in love with it right away. And then I've learned a lot from Joan on how versatile it actually is. And I've enjoyed experimenting in the kitchen and making things other than shakes, although I do love shakes. That's my breakfast almost every morning. And I just really love helping other people help themselves, especially when that means stepping into a healthier living lifestyle. So I'm excited to share with you guys today.
Hey, awesome. Hey, Jen, welcome. All right, you guys, so here is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna spotlight me on here, and then you're gonna see 2 of me. And add a spotlight. Okay, you guys can see me, hear me, you see 2 of me, we're good to go.
Oh yeah.
First one that we're gonna do is the banana pancake, banana bread with the banana pancake protein powder. Now, if you don't have this kind, I highly recommend it. It's a limited time flavor, and it showed low stock last week, and I can't believe it's still here. I actually just got on and ordered another bag because I love it. And limited time flavors, they come and they go quickly, and they sometimes don't ever come back. So, but you can also make this recipe with the vanilla protein powder as well. All right, so 3/4 of a cup of egg whites. I ran low, so I have a yolk in there as well. But typically 3/4 of a cup of egg whites. So I love my magic bullet, you guys. I can send you a link in the chat here just through Amazon, but I love it because I make a shake every day, but so does most of my family. And I don't want to be cleaning a giant blender 10 times a day. That's just not realistic for me. So I love that I have probably, I don't know, 15 or 20 of these different cups. And I use this larger one when I'm making a recipe like this. So I'm just going to throw everything in my blender cup. I forgot this. All right, so the next thing we have is 3/4 of a cup of ripe bananas. So here's a trick on this. Take your bananas, if they're not quite, soft yet, if the peels aren't brown and it's still pretty ripe, you can microwave it and it will become as if it was a fully ripened banana. So that's what I did there. And then next is a 1/2 cup of some sort of yogurt alternative. So some of you I know on here are doing the 30 Days to Healthy Living program. And within that, we do eliminate gluten and dairy. So a lot of my recipes that I do just naturally are not including those 2 ingredients. If you're not doing that and you wanted to use Greek yogurt, that would work. But we find that a lot of times dairy causes inflammation and other negative side effects for people. So a great milk alternative yogurt that I like is the Silk almond milk. Maybe that's better. The Silk almond milk unsweetened vanilla flavor is delicious, and my kids actually really like it as well. All right, and then we'll do 3/4 of a cup of oatmeal. So another trick or tip, I keep my oats in this big container with my 1/2 cup measuring cup inside. So anytime I get ready to make overnight oats or just oatmeal for breakfast or a shake that includes oats, I have it all ready to go. All right, the next thing is my 2 scoops of banana pancake. And if you're a little bit like not sure about this flavor, I want to make sure that you guys know it's not overly banana-y. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's totally taking up my whole blender. I'm gonna have to wait to add my next scoop because it's a little too full. It is more banana pancakey than it is banana-y, if that makes sense. All right, I am going to mute myself for a moment so that I can blend this. And Trisha, feel free to chat.
So has anybody here tried the banana pancake protein yet? Yeah, Tammy's saying yes.
It's not very banana-y. That's what she was saying. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's very good. I like to mix it. It's perfect.
Do you do it as a shake?
I've had it in a shake. I've had it mixed in. I made a pancake. I just, experiment with the different flavors and combinations and whatnot. It's so fun. And there's so many different ways to use it.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, there we go.
Guys, all right. So now that it has blended down a little bit, I can add my 1 more scoop of my banana pancake protein. And then I do just a dash of cinnamon, a teaspoon baking powder, and a teaspoon baking soda. Okay. And then I blend 1 more time. And I'm going to mute.
While she's blending, I'll just share I know Joan mentioned that it's pea protein. It also has protein from cranberries and brown rice. And each serving has 20 grams of protein, and then you get 24 different vitamins and minerals as well, and low amount of sugar, which I love. No artificial sweeteners.
All right, so now I'm just taking a little bit of coconut spray. I like the TJ's brand. And then all I do, oh my gosh, whew, that was a little bit of pressure there, a lot, very full blender cup. And then all I do is just dump it in. So making a banana bread and having to clean 2 things, that sounds pretty ideal to me. So then I will top with some walnuts. These are not mandatory, totally optional. And then I pop it in the oven, 350 for about 15 to 20 minutes. All right.
Awesome.
I'm gonna switch it out.
I feel like I can already smell it. I love when I make banana bread and the whole house smells like it.
Me too.
So I am going to start off making the chocolate almond butter cups. And this is what they look like. Oh, I almost dropped them when they're done. And that's because I use a ice cube tray to pour them in. You can use a mini muffin tin if you have it. I did use this the first time I made them, but then I realized I love them so much that I was doubling the recipe, and so I will fill 2 ice trays. So I'm going to take the camera off me and move it down so you can see what I'm doing here. This is super, super simple. Only 4 ingredients, and you technically can do it with just 3. But what I have here is 1/3 of a cup of coconut oil that's been melted. And I use this Trader Joe's triple filtered because it doesn't taste like coconut. And I don't like coconut. And then I feel like it takes away from this dessert. It makes it taste more like I guess an almond joy or something like that. So it's the coconut oil there. And then I'm adding 3 scoops of the chocolate protein. And then this part is not mandatory, but because I love just really, really rich chocolatey, I'm adding a tablespoon of cacao powder, or you could use cocoa, and that just makes it just much more rich for, you know, for a dessert. But it's not mandatory. And then you just want to mix this in really well. And I knew I forgot something. I don't have my almond butter out. I'll have to get that. So let's see. So then all you do is pour. You can make these however big you want. I usually do maybe half of the ice tray. And I'm not going to fill the whole thing right now. Let's see. Got to get the almond butter here. So again, you can be however creative you want with this. You can pour in just a little bit, add your almond butter, and then pour another layer. If I want them to look pretty, if I'm going to do it as a gift or something for someone, I will do that. Otherwise, I just pour it in, and then I just really take a little blob of almond butter, and that is it. Freeze them, and then they come out looking like this. And you freeze them probably for 30 to 60 minutes. The other nice thing about the ice tray is because you can kind of bend it, like you pop out ice cubes. They come out a little easier than if you use the muffin tin. And it's that simple. And then you just have a really, really yummy dessert to enjoy. And for those doing the 30-day to healthy living, this is compliant and it really satisfies that sweet tooth.
Totally. It's one of my favorites for sure.
I'm going to make that. My husband will die. He loves peanut butter cups. That's it. I'm going to make that tonight. Thank you for that.
Tried them?
And I make them smaller so I can have two. Instead of filling
Perfect.
that, then I do smaller and I have two, and
I love that.
mind.
I love learning all these new tricks. Thank you.
I also often think like if I put them in the freezer, I won't eat them as much, but they're actually really good straight out of the freezer, like frozen, you know, almost like a Girl Scout cookie. You put it in the freezer, it's even just like a little bit more of a treat. Like,
Yeah. Oh, and you do want to store them
sorry,
in a covered container in the fridge, or you could store them in the freezer.
Sorry, I couldn't get to you quick enough to make.
That's okay.
All right, now I can't find my other me. Where am I? Here we go. And add spotlight. Okay, you guys see me? Oh, okay, here we go. So this next one is an apple pie shake. This is one of my favorites. I actually had forgotten about it until I was like, what should I make for this Shake It Up? And I'm so glad that I rediscovered it because it's one of my favorites. All right, so what we're gonna do is start with 2 scoops of the vanilla this time. And we do have, Arbonne did come out with, so this is our normal original flavor or original formula. But we also have one that's called Simply One, and it has less than 1 gram of sugar to it as well. So that is a good fit for some people. I love the original and I'm not too concerned with that, but I know that some people are. All right, and then we have, so what I'm gonna do is a half of a green apple. So here we go. Throw that in, and a stick of celery. I cut it up into a few little pieces.
Joan, can I ask you a quick question?
Of course.
With the, sorry to interrupt, with the Simply One,
Yeah.
is there a huge difference in the calories or?
Yeah, I should probably know that. Trisha, does anybody else know that? I don't know the answer on calories. I can look it up for you, Tammy.
I can look it up too. I just didn't know if there was a huge difference or.
I don't think there is.
I think there is
Okay.
on calories. And flavor is similar. I just love the original flavor best, but I have a lot of clients who really like the Simply One. So I think it's just, it depends. And for me, it also depends on kind of what I'm making with it.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
Sure. I did a little bit of zest of lemon and then a big squeeze of lemon. This is another one of my favorite kitchen tools. If you guys don't have a lemon squeezer, I definitely recommend it. And then some cinnamon. I don't really measure. And then about a tablespoon of either almond butter. I really like sunflower butter. And this is the one from Trader Joe's in this. And then any sort of milk alternative works. I've been really into cashew milk lately. Very just creamy and delicious, doesn't have much of a flavor, but I really like the texture. And then I just kind of fill the container. It needs a decent amount of liquid, this one does, because it's about to try to chop up a whole apple and celery stick. So I'm gonna mute. You guys feel free to chat amongst yourselves.
Trish, I have a quick question for you, hon.
Yeah.
How many servings do you get in one bag? How many scoops?
There are 30 servings
30.
per
Okay.
bag, and a serving is 2 scoops.
2 scoops. Okay. And about how much is a bag?
The cost?
Yeah.
Oh, I should know that too for a PC. I don't remember.
No problem. I can grab that from you later. I was just
Yeah.
curious on that.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it because they just changed the pricing. Joan, do you remember the PC price for a bag of protein? Oh, she's blending. So
Oh, yeah.
here.
Yeah, we can get that later. That's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, hon. No, these look amazing.
I want to say it's 67.
Okay, so sorry, what was the question?
What's the PC price for a bag of protein?
You guys, I'm so bad at this stuff.
I know, I should know it too, and I just,
I'll look it up when you start talking.
Yeah.
I should know
okay.
Okay, so here it is, my apple pie shake, and I'm pouring it over just a few ice cubes because I love the creamy texture, but I want it to be cold. So instead of blending my ice up in it, I'm just gonna do that. And I would take my straw and move it around, make sure the ice touches everything. But that's it, it's creamy, it's delicious, and it's really well balanced because protein, that's the protein powder. Your fat is the sunflower seed butter, and the carbs are your apples. So it's a perfectly balanced meal / snack, and it's really delicious. All right.
That sounds really good.
You are up.
Okay, so the second thing I'm going to make here is chocolate protein overnight oats. And I know some people don't do overnight oats because they like to eat them warm. And so this is a recipe that was actually meant to be made on the stovetop, and I've converted it to overnight oats. But then my husband and I played around with, we had one cold and then we just heated the other one in the microwave, and they tasted different and they were both amazing. So if you don't like cold oats, I encourage you to try this one. And I'm using chocolate again because I'm just such a chocolate fan, but you could certainly do this with the other protein flavors. So you start with 1/3 cup of oats in a mason jar, or I have a bunch of these old jelly jars sitting around that I will use as well. Then you add 2 scoops of the chocolate protein, and then a dash of cinnamon. And then put your lid on. And sorry, I didn't move my camera down. You could take a spoon and stir it, or just put the lid on and shake. And then you are going to add 3/4 of a cup of your milk alternative. I'm using an unsweetened vanilla almond milk. If you don't use vanilla, then you might want to add like 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla to your shake. And then you stir, and now this is different from other overnight oats that I've made. Typically I'll just put the the almond milk over the oats and then create a pudding. But this one, you just mix all together, and you guys, it's that easy. Then you can top it with whatever you want. I have some slivered almonds here, so this is a tablespoon. Put that in, put the lid on, put it in the fridge. You're done. So easy, and it's so delicious. It will thicken up. And so if you don't like it super thick, that's the beauty of it too. You can just add in a little more almond milk in the morning, and this will sit good in the fridge, probably 3 to 4 days easily. And like I said, if you want it warm, just pop off the lid and put it in the microwave. I think it was about a minute, and gooey deliciousness. And you can get creative with your toppings. You could put almond butter on it instead of the nuts. If you wanted it for a dessert, you could add a few chocolate chips. And I could see that being good too with the vanilla protein, and then adding in some chocolate chips. But again, similarly to Joan's shake, it's a complete meal because you have the protein from the powder, you have your carbs from the oats, and then you have your healthy fat from the almonds that I added.
It looks amazing. I can't wait to try that because I make overnight oats all the time, but I never try mixing the powder in with the oats first. That sounds great. So I'm excited.
Yeah, so good.
Super. Okay, so my bread is not quite done. It needs just a few more minutes, but I brought it out because I just wanted to show you guys, like, it looks like legit banana bread, right?
Yeah, it does. It's so good.
All right, questions? Oh, I looked at
Not just a regular loaf pan.
yes, just
Okay.
and then I sprayed it before putting it in. Hi, Shar, I'm glad you're here. You'll have to catch the recording to get most of it. Okay, you guys feel free to unmute and ask questions. We're here, we can stick around. I'm not sure who asked about the PC price on protein. It's 71
Okay,
for a bag, and there's 30 servings in the bag.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joan. Yeah, I was curious on that. And Trish, I just need to circle back with you, girl, because I know you had reached out about the renewal, and so I need to check back in with you on that. But I love this, and I'm been using the same powder for years, and I'm ready to kind of switch it up. So I'm excited to try Arbonne's.
Awesome.
Here's
Yeah.
stuff you can make. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording, but we